I have some good news for you, those of you who are very much in the real estate sector. And that's because this morning we're looking at best ways of revolutionizing real estate in Nigeria. And we're looking at it from the perspective of a particular company known as Trustcrow. All right. And we're looking at the recipe that they're bringing on board. Let me just bring my guest. He's been around for quite a while. Joseph Orji is Chief Executive Officer of the Trustcrow Limited. Joseph, nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to be here.
All right. So let's talk about Trustcrow Limited. What do you guys do?
Well, thank you very much again. At Trustcrow, we give buyers tools to purchase property safely. And we do that for buyers, not just here, domestically in Nigeria, but also buyers, Nigerians in the diaspora.
So it's a company that cuts across not just Nigeria. Those in the diaspora can also benefit from it as well.
100%. It's almost even. It's almost 50-50. Our customers coming both here in Nigeria and also in the diaspora. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about these tools.
So are you new in the real estate business, or have you been around? Or how long have you been around, by the way?
Sure. So the company is 2 years old.
2 years?
Yes. And we're actually a property technology business. So we use technology to try to basically improve the real estate industry. Obviously, working with the current system we have, that I can mention, giving these tools so that buyers can be more empowered and they can protect their interests, frankly.
All right. So I'm going to break it down for our listeners right now. You're using technology to drive real estate. Is that the way it is?
Absolutely. And let me break it down a little bit more, because I like to say we're Uber for
the
property.
Uber in the real estate business.
Exactly. We're Uber for property verifications, and I'll break that down. So, most people really know us by our property verification tools, and that's really what differentiates us. Okay, so we have two, verification solutions. The first are title search reports. Right. So you can go to our website, Trustcrow360.com. You can order a title search report right now. It takes 5 minutes to order one, and in 24 hours, you'll get a report, a title search report on any property in Lagos, Ogun State, or Abuja.
So if I need to get the information about any title, I can get it from your website.
100%. And we have different degrees of verification that you can do. We have the basic that basically shows you, root of title, and the ownership of a property and the encumbrances as well. And then we have another bundle that's complete due diligence. And it's basically taking the white gloves and going all the way in and giving you a full due diligence on a particular property. And then the last one is the premium, where it includes documentation as well as registration and perfection.
All right.
And that's on the title side. Now, on the home inspection side, I mentioned we have two products. So that was the first one, the title search reports. On the second product is the home inspection reports, where again, you can order a home inspection report. One of our consultants or engineers will come out to the property and do a full inspection on the structural, on the electricals, on the plumbings, on the architecture. They open every tap, flush every toilet. They check the HVAC, check the roof, check the structure, check the electricals, and again, this report is uploaded on your dashboard about 24 hours after they come out to the property. And we have different degrees. So you have kind of the basic one that does that search, and then you have one that's a little bit more detailed that looks at finishes and basically looks at every nook and cranny. So
right.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to look at it and say it in proper perspective now, so if I want to buy a house or I want to buy a land, I can get the information that is required from your site. Is that what you're saying now?
100%. The truth of the matter is that we sell knowledge, right? We sell knowledge and we sell intelligence on property, right? And why do you need that? You need that because the sellers have knowledge about that property. They've been on that property for anywhere from 2 years to 20 years, or it's been in their family so they have knowledge of the property. So they're at a little bit of an advantage.
All right.
So, we build tools and solutions for buyers to try to even the playing field, to give them intelligence on the property that they're looking to buy.
All right.
Right. From either a title perspective or from a quality perspective, a property quality perspective,
right.
To make them more intelligent. So we like to say that we're now providing ammunition and bullets for buyers to be able to now fire back across anybody who who wants to.
All right. So for those who are listening to us, they want to tap into what's the website again?
The website is Trustcrow360.com. I'll spell it out for you. TRUST. That's trust. CROW 360.com.
Right. Let's assess the real estate industry in Nigeria. How would you describe it? So far, so good.
So, I'll tell you right now, property is the number one asset class in Nigeria, investment asset class in Nigeria, far and away. There is a very strong connection between Nigeria and the property, both here domestically as well as in the diaspora. When times are good, when times are bad, Nigerians invest in property. And I know this because
Now, is this generally, or I don't think investment in property is location specific? I mean, in a place like Lagos, investing in property will be huge, but you cannot compare that to some other states.
So, if you just anecdotally, if you don't hear about kind of property kind of appreciations in one part of the country and property depreciations in others. So that's why, it really, really, really does cut across, because people, and also Nigeria is also, we tend to be kind of very regionally kind of connected. So you have somebody, they might live in Lagos, but their home is maybe somewhere in the southeast or somewhere in the east or somewhere in the north, and they also have a country home in that area too as well. So listen, having worked in real estate for almost 22 years, about 10 years in the US, about 12 years here.
All right.
I've compared kind of Nigerian real estate to American real estate, and they're very different, by the way. But one of the things that I have seen that is consistent is that, even, in recessionary times, people are still, investing here in real estate.
So let's talk about the unique selling point for Trustcrow right now. What is the void that you guys are hoping to fill in the real estate business?
Sure. So let me tell you about our differentiation, and let me tell you about the gap that we're looking to fill. Now, what really differentiates us are our verification tools. And I like to say that, we perform background checks on properties. So we have that. So if you have a property that you're interested in purchasing or renting, because renters also inquire with us because for properties that are looking to rent, we have those verification tools. So if you have a property that you're looking to buy, so you can come to us and we can perform those verification tools.
My verification here. So are you telling me if I want to find out who owns the building, the title, deed, everything?
100%, all of that, and then more. Now, if you don't have a property, but you're looking to start your house hunting, you can also work with us, because we also have a marketplace. And I was telling you, that's our second line of business. We have a property marketplace that has pre-vetted properties by pre-vetted sellers. And in addition to that, each property on our marketplace is backed by a sales advisor that's neighborhood specific. So they're experts in their particular neighborhoods, and they work with you every step of the way and empower you and make you more intelligent about the process, right? And we do a lot of education for property buyers, and we have guides that help them they help them with the 3 phases of property: the planning, the search, and the due diligence and closeout. So those are really our 2 lines of business. We have the verification. If you have a property, you want to buy it, we can help you verify it. If you don't have a property, you want to start your house hunting search, we can help you find one.
Okay.
So that's really what differentiates us. And as far as the gap, you asked about the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So the real truth is that the gap is the lack of systems, the lack of processes, and the lack of standardization. I mentioned to you, I worked in the US for a decade before coming to Nigeria. Working here for 12 years. In the US, I never heard of land fraud while I worked in the US. It simply doesn't exist.
It doesn't happen.
Right? And why is that the case? There are systems, there are processes, right? And everything is just, everybody knows exactly the process. So, but here in Nigeria, you basically make up the processes. Each transaction is going to be different. So one of the things that we do at Trustcrow is that we work with our buyers in a standardized process that is written out, and we follow that process, and that helps to guide. Actually, that helps to protect them, protect their interests, and secures them and making sure they don't get messed up when they're buying.
All right. So Joseph Orji, where are the locations in that you can verify mortgage properties or buildings, homes, or even landed property? Where are the locations?
Sure.
Is it just in Lagos?
Sure. Great question. So right now we're in Lagos, Ogun State, and Abuja. But we've grown to those places because our customers have taken us to those places. So if you're interested in a property in Lagos, Ogun State, or Abuja, please reach out to us. If you're interested in things outside of that, please reach out to us. And we can also talk to you about that and potentially help you with your acquisition outside of those areas.
All right.
I should also mention that we're also in discussions with state governments because long term, so right now, short term is that we're doing these verifications and we're helping people buy property with our marketplace in those areas. But long term, what we want to do is be able to automate the process and make it even more quicker than we already have. I mentioned to you that our service, you can get those reports in 24 hours uploaded on your dashboard. We're working with some states and some federal government bodies to automate and to digitize their titles so that in the future, when you try to verify that title and try to verify ownership on our platform, it'll be instantaneous. So that's really kind of our current and current products, and that's kind of our future roadmap.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On your side mirror this morning, I have Joseph Orji, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Trustcrow Limited. Of course, it's a real estate technology company. And of course, we're trying to see how we can revolutionize the real estate sector in Nigeria. So messages are coming in here for you, Joseph, already. This one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. How can Trustcrow help with mortgage accessibility in Nigeria? Blessing is sending that one in from Akoka. So do you guys deal with mortgages?
We sure do deal with mortgages. And we're actually in early discussions with some mortgage institutions. So let me just even kind of take a step back, right? So again, if you want a mortgage, that's a very structured process. And I mentioned to you earlier that the part of the issues is the lack of structures and the lack of systems, right? So if you're dealing with a mortgage provider, first of all, you need to find a property that you like. You negotiate and agree on price, right? So now it comes to the financing. So that mortgage company is going to want to know certain things about the properties. They're going to want a title search report. And guess what? We do that. They're going to want to know that the home that is being advertised and the price is being advertised is physically what is being advertised. So they're going to want to have an inspection report to make sure that it's being advertised. So we help with at least that due diligence part of it. And then obviously the next part is the documentation. One thing I forgot to mention to you is I worked as a developer for 10 years here in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I built property and I sold property and I understand the process. And in doing that, we have sold certain properties that involve mortgages. So we understand the process. So documentation is an important part of it. So we help with that documentation.
All right.
As well.
So more questions, but limited time really on the program this one. This one says, Mr. Orji, can people use Trustcrow to co-invest in property with friends and family? Uche is sending that one in.
Sure. Uche? So that's cool. They're my namesake.
Is there an investment component of this?
Yes. So, okay, two things. There's a manual way and there's the automated way in the future. So in the manual way right now, a couple of people can come in. Again, we help with documentation on that because there are some implications when you're co-investing with people. So we can help with documentation on that. Also, in our future roadmap, one of the things we're looking at doing is having a product, an automated product where you can pull in funds and invest in certain properties.
I'm sure we'd like to let our listeners know how they can, tap into all of this. But more reactions that are coming here for you quickly. This one says, good morning, Lagos Traffic Radio. Please, Joseph, does your platform work for commercial properties as well?
100%.
This is coming in from Banjo. Okay, Banjo, thank you so much. So you work with commercial properties as well?
Yes. If it's a property, we can verify it, and we can also sell it and list it on our marketplace. So when it comes to the properties we work on are land, homes, commercial properties, all of that. Yes, we do verification.
All right. Buki is also saying another message. Buki says, do you think land titles can be fully digitized and verified online in Nigeria?
The answer to can is always yes.
Yes.
Can land titles be digitized? Yes, they can. It's a matter of when, and it's a matter of how. It's a matter of process. I'm a big believer in taking things small in order to get big. As I mentioned to you, we're already in early stage discussions with some state governments and some federal bodies to start that and to pilot that process.
Right.
And hopefully, as it goes well, we'll scale that up.
Let's begin to wrap this all up right now. So, for those who want to tap into all of this, what are they supposed to do? How can they connect with Trustcrow?
Sure. Thank you. They can go on our website, trustcrow360.com, Trust, CROW360.com. They can also visit our social media handles, which is Go Trustcrow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all across, LinkedIn, all across.
All right, then we'll leave it to that for now, and hopefully we can get it back someday, and then we can talk much more about this. Is that okay?
It would be my absolute pleasure, sir.
All right. He's Joseph Orji. He's the Chief Executive of Trustcrow, and of course, this morning we've been trying to see how we can really bring you into the realization of how technology is changing things as relates to the real estate business in Nigeria. Nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
My absolute pleasure.